Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in, good morning. Let's get Moose situated. Good morning, come on in. Here we are. It's Thursday. Oh, did you guys just hear that grumble from Moose? You okay? He's like, don't move me and give me my coffee. Good morning. How did you sleep? I slept well. I feel really good, actually. I had a lot of excitement this week with all the visitors, and I get just really excited. So I don't sleep as much sometimes when people are here. I turn into a kid and I want to stay up late and have fun. So I did. And yeah, but now they're gone. Everything's a little quieter. And tomorrow I go on a trip. So just a friendly reminder that on Monday I will not be here. And on Tuesday I will. So on Tuesday I'll be back. We'll start next week's series on Tuesday. I'm turning Moose around again. I'm sorry if you don't like being turned around. But everybody likes you and wants you here and wants to see your cute face. Speaking of Moose and his cute face, I'm going to be putting more videos up on YouTube of him because it makes me really happy. And let's use that as a segue. I was mapping out my values like a good student of life. And I mapped out values for my morning meditations for doing these. And that is something that my guides were telling me to do previous to this week. And it took some time to really feel into it. But now here we are in week 5. And I've got my values pretty laid out here for these group meditations. And I thought it would be nice to share with you guys. And likewise, feel free to share anything that you'd like with me. Before I tell you these values for the morning meditations that I'm doing with you guys, I wanted to also explain the title today. Excuse me. Start Small, Grow Tall is a lyric from a song that I really like. And it's the song we'll be ending with today by Roo Panes. It's called Little Giant. And I really took inspiration from that Start Small, Grow Tall for many reasons. Well, 2 in particular. One reason is because sometimes values can feel overwhelming. It's hard to sort of think about how you would want to show up to, all the different potential situations or circumstances in your life. And so I figured, I don't know, my rule of thumb is kind of to do all the fun stuff or the interesting stuff or the exciting stuff first, and then slowly tackle the more tedious or less fun things. So that's one version of start small, grow tall, is like, we can get into the minutia of our life, the nitty gritty of our life, and apply values there, because that's where a lot of life happens, right? The seemingly meaningless little interactions that we have with people every day actually have a lot of impact, especially when they're repeated, right? When we're seeing the same people every day and having the same quality of engagement with people, perhaps at work, right? Your values at work don't have to necessarily always be about how you complete projects. They can be the type of stuff you might want to have values about the type of stuff that you bring up conversationally at work, right? Maybe you don't want to engage in certain types of conversations, and that would be a value. Another idea of start small, grow tall is that we can use values as our roots anchoring in to more authenticity, right? More, I don't want to say discipline, but more structure perhaps to help lead us and guide us as we grow. It doesn't matter how old we are always growing. So start small with every little day habits that align with your values and watch what happens as over time the culmination of those new ways of being through your values grow and grow you and assist you in thriving. So, yeah, sometimes this topic to me this week has felt it's made me feel a little parental, a little bit like not so fun mom and dad, right? I want to be a fun mom and dad type energy here. And I think values are so helpful, but it also kind of feels a little bit like a lecture, or just maybe that's on my own resistance. I don't want to project my resistances onto you. But feel free to let me know in the comments, even on over on Instagram or Facebook. You can share with me. I'd love to hear from you guys if you've done your own uh, work this week with your values, if you've done any of that work on your own and what that's been like for you. I would love, love, love to hear from you guys about it. So, my personal values then for these morning meditations. My approach for determining these values was simply about my energy, how I'm showing up, and the way I thought about it is what type of consistency, what type of energetic consistency is important to me when I show up like this in the morning with you guys and we do this work together. So here's what I said. I always want to be calm and peaceful because I don't know if you know this, but right after I drink this whole cup of coffee, I go to CrossFit and I turn into a beast. Like, you know, a beast. A good one, but pretty beastie. I don't always like being calm and peaceful. I have Aries and Gemini in my chart, and so I'm very dynamic. And I'll say when I get excited and passionate about things, it can really that passion really fills up my whole body and my voice, especially. So while I love my passionate side and my very beastie sides, I I don't want to bring that here because it's this is a lovely container for morning calm, peaceful energy, and I'm just gonna maintain that with my own sense of calmness. I just realized my shirt's inside out, but you can't see the tag. You'd never know my shirt's inside out, but I told you. I told you that just now, but that's okay. All right, listen. Back to my values. One of them should be, in fact, I forgot to put them in here, authenticity and honesty. Being genuine and sincere is beautiful, and I want everybody to feel calm calm. I want everybody to feel safe and good being their own authentic selves. So, yeah, I don't ever want these to be super polished. Maybe I'll keep making fun additions to enhance it for you guys, like the microphone and a camera and things like that. And I'm super open to suggestions from you guys over time about how to enhance or improve or uh, just grow this beautiful space. Okay, another one is hopeful and friendly. So for me, morning is a very sensitive time. For some people, it's nighttime. Both of those times, morning and evening, are the veils are thinner. We have a deeper connection with our guides, our universal self, with spirit, just with the non-physical world, and it can be a really delicate time for some people, myself included. So I don't like to have deep conversations or challenging conversations with friends or my spouse, my ex-spouse. That was sort of a boundary that we had, is that, you know, can we wait till we have coffee or breakfast or just the sun comes up a little bit more before we delve into things? And when that didn't happen, it was dramatic for me, I am sensitive, so yeah, that was sometimes challenging. And so knowing that about myself and knowing that about the time of day that we're working with, saying the word hopeful and friendly really anchors me into maintaining that own boundary for myself. There's a lot of topics we could talk about during these mornings together. There's a lot going on in our world, and I'm not ignoring it by not talking about it. What I am doing is, if we do touch on subjects that are challenging, or if things keep happening in this world that are big and devastating, we'll talk about it here together, but we'll always talk about it from a hopeful place, because that's part of our power as people, is applying hope to devastating situations so that we can learn from them and grow and come out of it with higher perspective. I also want to be loving to all of you. At some point, you guys, I don't know, I might get triggered by something someone says in the comments. I've been on social media for a while, so I know I know what trolls are. It might happen, whatever. Um, Someone's not going to like me at some point, or someone's going to have something to say to me that wasn't said with kindness. Maybe their intention was to be a little abrasive or hurtful. And I'm ready for that, because I have my value, my armor value of being loving no matter what. I also want to be confident uh, and humble at the same time. So I do have a strong personality. I can, just be comfortable with what I have learned and sharing that with you. I don't want to be too self-deprecating. I want you to feel good about yourself. I want you to feel confident. I want everyone to feel confident. So I'm going to express that as an invitation, that confidence is normal, it's natural, it's not threatening. It doesn't make me you know, full of myself or anything like that. It just means I like who I am, and I want to be comfortable expressing that, which leads into the next one, um, neutral in delivery, but not neutral in causes. And this is a big one for me. This is one where we kind of get a little more dialed in. So if we ever talk about things that could be triggering for people, or events in this world or circumstances in this world that aren't healthy to be neutral about. For instance, it's not healthy to be neutral about race. It's not healthy to be neutral about people who are oppressed. It's not healthy to be neutral about people who are trafficked. It's not healthy to be neutral about oppressive systems that keep us down. It's not okay to be neutral about things that involve our suffering, people's suffering, humanity's suffering, animals' suffering. So I'll never be neutral about those things. However, I always will strive to be calm when I talk about them. So neutral in my delivery, neutral in how I speak about things. I don't want to other people, I don't want to blame people, but I want to be able to, and for us to be confident in aligning with uh, the right side, the correct side, the loving side of these issues. People who are facing these issues do not appreciate neutrality. And there's a great quote by Desmond Tutu about, if a elephant were to step on a mouse's tail, the mouse would most certainly not appreciate your neutrality of, the elephant's basically smooshing the mouse. It's a great quote. I just butchered it, but I highly recommend checking that out. And then lastly, this is a big one for me too, is being open while still respecting my own boundaries. So you guys, here's an example. You guys might have noticed that sometimes I'll speak about my divorce, or I'll speak about my financial situation a little bit, or I'll speak about my life. I'll share a little bit with you guys, but you might be wondering more, right? You might have more questions, or maybe you're totally cool and you're like, whatever, Rebecca, we're here for the meditation. um, Either way is fine, truly, truly. But I have a desire to be very open, and yet I've learned over time that I can really actually make myself a bit uncomfortable if I share too much before I'm ready. And being out on the internet like this on YouTube, this expressively, this vulnerably, is very new to me. And I love stretching myself in that way. And yet, I also respect and appreciate that in order for me to be able to continue to show up this morning and every morning, I have to make sure this is a safe space for me. And I do that by uh, really feeling into my body and checking in with my body when I might feel inspired to share something vulnerable. I just kind of hold that for a moment in myself, and I say, okay, um, does this feel appropriate for me to share right now? Is this a little bit about bravery, about fear, or is this about kind of keeping to that to myself? Does that need a little more time before I bring that out into the open? Because perhaps I'm not ready to actually speak on that. So that's it. Those are some of my values for this morning. These morning meditations. It will absolutely expand over time. I might take some words out, I might add some words in. And as you can see, some of them are phrases and some of them are just single words. And I could not pick just one overarching value. Why should I? What's the point? It would be confusing and limiting. And I think that's also why this work can be daunting, is because there's so many circumstances in our life that we can apply values to. So again, start small, grow tall. You don't have to do this all in one go. And you can choose to kind of break it up into chunks, tackle situations, maybe, once a week you sit down with it, maybe once a month you sit down with this practice until you kind of feel like you have a map or a guide of the values for your life. And then maybe here's another idea. You could always have a time limit on them and check in with yourself. Put a date on the calendar 3 months from now and say, okay, now that I've been kind of living these values for 3 months with this particular circumstance, how is that working out for me? How is it going? How do I feel? What's the evidence of its success? Where are some places that I can apply uh, a stronger discipline to adhering to my own value? Where have I been successful? Where can I improve? Now, I just want to offer one more thing about this practice, and then we will get into our meditations. I was singing that as I was scrolling. We can get into our Okay. So I wanted to share a little bit of the last time that I did this process and some categories. And I'm offering my categories for perhaps some inspiration for you. So I called this, yeah, okay. So here are my categories for establishing values for different themes in my life. So my categories are career, my own spirituality, my spiritual practice, service, which service and career can go hand in hand, but career would be like if I it doesn't matter. Career is your job, but service can be how you show up in the world. Service is more aligned with purpose. And we can get into purpose another time. In fact, I have a QHHT BQH project that I'm working on. I'll just share it with you, sneak preview. So I have about 60 quantum healing hypnosis sessions under my belt since I think 2018. COVID was a rough year. Uh, Still recovering from that, especially after a move. However, I'm grateful to have, about out of those 60, about 10 people who were willing to share some of their information, meaning our confidentiality clause. I always ask people, they have a check mark, they have a checkbox on how much they want to share or not want to share. So out of 60 people, 10 who authorized sharing, anonymous sharing about their session, 10 of those people asked their higher selves about purpose. 11 now, actually, have asked their higher selves, their universal self, their guides about purpose. What is my purpose? So I've analyzed that data and gone over all the patterns of the different answers and came up with a very interesting and beautiful collective message about purpose. And so I align purpose with service. So how do you want to offer your gifts into this world? We can talk about more of that later. I also have one for relationships, my body, my finances, um, my emotions, because they are very strong. I needed an extra one for emotions. My mental health, because that's also a very powerful force in my life. Adventures are also very important to me. Adventures, excitement. I'm a very adventurous person. Material things is also one I put down. So, yeah, for my physical body, I have, and then what I did is I put it into two categories, right? So I made this T. Can you guys see that T? So for my physical body, that's the subject. I put a T. On one side of the T is what I want, and on the other side of the T is what I'm willing to offer or give or do. And so it's balanced there. And this is just the way I did it. And so one of my values is to really put good food in my body that provides nutrition, but also what's good for my particular body. For instance, um, I had to learn the hard way that chicken and gluten, no bueno for this little body. So that was a part when I applied that um, value of putting good, nutritious food in my body. Guess what happened? I discovered a huge thing, right? I mean, chicken and gluten are huge parts of the American diet. So when I applied the value of only putting good and healthy things in my body, what happened naturally is I eliminated certain things in order to see what effect it had, and the value that applying that value had was huge in my life. So I never knew I had so much inflammation in my body until I let go of chicken and gluten. Okay, so cheers to that. Cheers to all the work we are doing with our values. And again, I know you guys are just waking up, but feel free to come back later and comment and in the replay. So after these live streams are done, they eventually upload into the internet world and they turn into a replay video, which you can go back to anytime. Hopefully you already know that. So yeah, come back and comment, share with me how this work has been. And if you haven't started this work, tell me that, because we're being honest, we're being genuine. And there's no shame if you're like, I even want to hear if you're like, Rebecca, you planted some seeds, but I am not interested at this time. I want to hear that. If you're like, you know what, Rebecca, values is something that's so effortless to me, I do it naturally, I want to hear that. And if you're like, Rebecca, I wasn't listening to anything you said, but I heard you mention values. That sounds neat. I want to hear that too. And if you don't want to tell me about values, if you want to tell me about anything, you just, please, I really want to talk to you guys. Okay. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and begin to mentally and physically transition into getting ready for our practice. So take some more sips of your cafe au lait. I'm having a nice coffee and chai combination. It's one of my favorite combos. What are you guys drinking? Okay. So just taking some nice grounding breaths, stretching your body, getting any tension out. Settling in, making yourself nice and comfortable. Extra pillows, extra blankets, whatever feels good to you. I'm going to adjust my microphone a little, and I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. I apologize if that was loud in your ears. I'm sorry. Okay, so grounding down, closing your eyes if that's part of your practice today, or if you're walking, just centering your focus into your practice of walking meditation, going inward wherever you are. Even if you're laying down and you fall asleep during this work, that is a beautiful thing, because This info's still getting in there. It's getting in that body, even if you're a little asleep. And so we begin by rooting down with our crown chakra or our pillar of light, our ascension column, whatever you like to call it. Rooting down to Mother Earth, all the way down to her core. Saying good morning, sending her your love and gratitude. Really feeling that connection to your home, to the earth, to your foundation. And knowing this is a safe, beautiful space you can return to anytime you need to ground your energy. And feeling her love for you as she sends that to you. Opening up the crown chakra and inviting that pure spirit energy into your crown, your energy fields, into your body. Refreshing you, restoring you, regenerating, bringing in fresh perspective, bringing in energy of a new day, a fresh start. Let's take a moment to breathe that in. And then allowing this process to also give you permission to let go of anything that no longer serves you. And what I mean by that is letting go of anything that you're feeling weird about, clearing that away for this practice. Anything that bothered you yesterday, anything that happened that wasn't pleasant. And also, even if you don't have anything particular coming to mind, just setting the intention to release, let go, old patterns, old ways of being, old behaviors, old beliefs, and old attitudes, just letting it all go. Filling you up with pure spirit light, pure potential. Just imagining everything falling away, just dissipating from your energy fields that no longer serves you. Feel free to take some cleansing breaths here, really letting go, really feeling filled up by spirit. And let's also take a moment to call back all of our parts, to call back any scattered energy, any fragments of ourselves. You can imagine yourself like a big, beautiful light. And when we set the intention to call back all of our energy, we can imagine them like moths. We're the flame, and all of our moths, all of our parts to ourselves are flying back to our light, where they belong, where they call home. Just calling back all of our energy. And then placing hands on the heart, if that's part of your practice, to light up our hearts. Thinking of something yesterday that you're grateful for, or something lovely that happened. yesterday or even today. Breathing that good feeling into your heart, feeling your chest and your heart chakra expand and light up with that event or thought. Hmm. Wonderful. And now placing your hands at your sides or wherever it feels comfortable for them to rest. And from this beautifully aligned and centered place, we will continue on our second day of inviting in our personal manifesting goal. And so we're working with only two things and two things consistently. So the same two things only over and over until they come true. And I do feel disciplined with that. So most of the time, I would invite a variety of practices or ways to align with this practice, but I'm going to hold space for a container and a discipline. And so I really encourage you to only have two things and for us to work together and root each other on and support each other in manifesting only these two things, only working with these two things this morning as part of our practice until they come true, until we receive them. And so yesterday we worked with just one, and today we'll do two. We'll focus on one at a time. So here we go. Feeling into your heart and this alignment, I invite you to grow your golden cord from your heart, and you can place the thing that you wish to manifest or the circumstance that you wish to manifest into your sphere, into a golden sphere that is attached to your heart chakra. And whatever it is, spend a moment allowing the visualization details to form or your knowingness to form. And so, really seeing whatever it is you're trying to manifest in detail, perhaps the particular people involved, or the shape of an object, the color, and then also place yourself into this manifestation. In your mind's eye, when we manifest in our mind's eye, we see ourselves already in the circumstance or already having the tangible thing we wish to manifest. And so place yourself directly into that which you are desiring and have some fun. I'm going to be quiet for a moment while we do this work. And I invite you to really feel the feelings, the excitement, the love, the joy, whatever it is, the contentedness, whatever it is, just really allow your body to fully experience. Really allow your mind, your heart, your body to feel the joy or the pleasure or the excitement. And also, when you feel those positive emotions, breathe into that, expand into that. So go ahead and on your own now, have some fun and enjoy creating that which you want to manifest. Couple more moments here on your own, really breathing into it. Hmm. And knowing that your heart cord is attached, go ahead and just visualize yourself just about 5 feet away from your circumstance and spend a moment pulling this golden sphere with your heart cord. Just pull it right into you, pull it right into your body, into your awareness, like you were fishing, or just pull yourself right into your visualization as if it's just being absorbed into your body, into your energy fields, your heart and your mind. And then just letting that fall away. And if you have your second manifestation in mind, pull that forward now. And we're just going to repeat the process. So, pulling that manifestation, that desire into your mind's eye or your visualization, new heart cord, new golden sphere around the manifestation. And then, just like we did, go for it on your own, spending a little time by yourself now with your own visualization. Beginning to wrap up that visualization as well, but making sure before you finish that you're really feeling the emotion, that you're really feeling and knowing the emotion of living that thing, of having that circumstance. What does it feel like in your body? Just anchor that in. Mm. And then once again, just pulling that sphere with your heart cord right into your body. It is your reality, and so you're just pulling it into your energy field, anchoring that feeling into your body as truth, as reality. Let's take a breath there and then let it go. Let's take one more. Wonderful. And then just setting that aside, letting it go, bringing the earth into our awareness now. We'll do our visualization for the earth, our manifesting for Mother Earth and all her beings now, just like we've been doing every day. And so pulling up the earth in your mind's eye. And today we're going to do something a little different. I want you to imagine that there is like a direct beam, energy beam or portal coming straight from spirit. And it is just blasting the earth right now. And it's No, it is, it feels like it's blue, like a bluish white, maybe an icy blue or a pale blue, but it's also got this electrifying quality to it in a good way, not in a painful way. It's gentle, it's stimulating, but in a way that is able to be received by every being on earth. I want you to imagine that this energy is charged with the energies direct from spirit. So, spirit, how do I say this? This is divinely created energy, and it is the energy of clarity. So, divine clarity, divine discipline. And these energies that are being blasted, this clarity, this discipline, and also let's invite in some divine courage as well. And the earth and her beings are just being bathed in this beautiful energy right now. And I want you to simply hold the intention. We're going to hold space again for this energy to really blast into the earth, into us, into all beings that are able to receive it. And we're going to hold space and hold the intention for easy, effortless, fun work with purpose. And so these energies are supportive to us really sitting down with a pen and paper or your computer, or just everybody out there in the world coming into more of a sense of who they are and what purposes, if they were more aligned with personal values. I'm sorry, sometimes I say purpose when I mean value. What values do people want to align to in their lives? And this energy of clarity, divine discipline, divine courage, we are asking that this energy assist people in coming into more alignment with who they truly are, with how they want to show up in their lives and their worlds, with more alignment of their values. So let's just hold this space and allow this energy and this beautiful supportive container to just foster more of this potential and possibility, anchoring more of that into our world. Just allowing this visualization to occur for you personally, however it does now, on your own. And perhaps you visualize people having these sort of aha moments. Perhaps you see people feeling more empowered, When we align with core values, we feel more comfortable and confident to the situations in our life and how we show up to those situations. We feel more driven, more inspired, and then naturally, like a network, when we are resonating on the same vibration or the same frequency, we naturally attract others and other circumstances into our life that are on that same value frequency. So you can visualize people's lives coming into more alignment, clarity. You can see people feeling more fulfilled, people coming together to work on their mutual goals and values. Let's just really anchor that in now into the earth and also into our own bodies. Taking a deep breath at your own pace as we really solidify and anchor that in for humanity, for earth, for all her beings. And take 2 more breaths at your own pace, and then we will transition again, just a moment, into our personal practice. Wonderful. And so that divine frequency, that ray that's coming from spirit will continue on its own. And so any spheres or cords that you might have used, just bringing them back into your own energy fields now, just letting go of that visualization of earth, allowing it to fall away from your mind's eye, just releasing and letting it go, saying thank you, saying, and so it is, if that's part of your practice, and so it is. And then coming into your own body completely now, allowing my voice to anchor you in to your own body, feeling your alignment with the earth, with your heart, with your crown chakra, taking any stretches you need, any sips of coffee. Here's my last sip. Wonderful. Okay, and here we go. We're going to start our personal practice. So coming back in into your inner world, feeling that alignment. And I want to invite you to call in your guides, your higher self, your universal self, spirit, to assist you and enhance and support. You just participate in whatever way is best for you. So inviting your guides and these benevolent energies and beings to play and participate and assist you in whatever way is best for you. Known and unknown, just leaving that up to God. And I want today to take us on different kind of visualization journey. I want to invite you to imagine that we are underground and you're totally safe and protected, but we're deep under the ground today. We're like a seed in the earth. And so you can visualize the type of soil around you. Maybe it's like a bog, it's peaty and swampy, warm and earthy. Maybe it's more like the desert and it's a little sandy. Maybe your seed is deep in the forest and it's layers of old pine needles and deep, rich, earthy soil, moist and warm. And I'm sorry, some people hate that word, the M word that I used. And so, wherever you are underground, just being there and feeling that tightness, that potential. And so, from your perspective as a seed, you can sense that above you is light. You can sense that above you there's something warm and different from where you are. There's this sense of potential, and there's a desire to reach out to that light or move towards that potential. And you realize that when you consider being underground and being a seed, you consider that your motivation to grow, to reach out, is by the unknown, by something unknown. It's a simple desire to reach towards light, to reach towards warmth. And you don't know what this light or what this warmth is from. You just know that you have this strong desire to move towards it. And so you can imagine this desire building and building in you. This want to experience what it's like outside of the dirt. This desire to feel what it feels like if you could move or grow out of this seed. You don't even know what you are, what you look like. All you know is that you have this very powerful desire to see what's up there, to experience the feeling of that warmth and that light. And this desire is building and building and building. It's curiosity. And so, in a moment, I invite you to have a little journey from your seed to the surface of the earth. And I invite you to simply allow this experience to unfold. You can practice with not directing it a little and just allowing it to happen. You can always come back to this later as well. Just on your own, I invite you to allow that curiosity and desire to sprout you and see where you end up and how you end up and what you look like. So take a deep breath, and when you release that breath, you can begin that allowing. Just observe and see what happens as you allow that curiosity and desire for that light and warmth to sprout you. Couple more moments enjoying, observing. No right or wrong. Hmm. Wonderful. Enjoying that feeling of light, warmth. Just making a mental and heartfelt note about what you saw today, maybe what it represents. And then also taking a moment, feeling into your body energetically. Are there any sensations in any of your chakras right now? And I always invite this awareness of our energy bodies because sometimes there's a clue for us later about that sensation. You can always ask your guides to help you explore that further or work with it in a different meditation to go deeper into this practice if you like. So let's take a deep breath together, but also on our own now. Deep breath in and out at your own pace. For a little fun extra practice, I want you to imagine that someone in this group, known or unknown, could be me, could be some of the regulars here if you know who they are, could be somebody you don't know, it's fine. But I want you to imagine that somebody from this group comes along with the purest crystalline water, and it even has like magical nutrients in it. Non GMO, none of that crap. Just pure nutrients in pure crystalline water, and they are just watering your plant. They're watering you. And I want to invite you to allow this to represent the love and support of this group, this community. I am a huge fan of your success, of your happiness. And I like to imagine that you are that for me as well, and for each other. So let's just spend some time receiving and giving more receiving, this beautiful watering from somebody who cares about you, known or unknown from this group. Just feeling that collective support. Beautiful. Thank you. And so that person gently exits your visualization, and you're here as your plant. And then let's just imagine sort of like a time lapse video of a year goes by. A year goes by over the course of these moments that I'm speaking right now. And you see yourself from a sprout or wherever you were in your visualization. You're just growing, growing and growing and growing. And in this time lapse over a year, all these people have come from this group to water you, to nurture you. And so you're supported and encouraged by us in your growth and your development, and your thriving and your happiness. Just allowing that to be seen and known and felt by you. Taking a breath into that. And so just making a mental note of what you look like now that a year has gone by, how much you've grown. Maybe you even have leaves and branches or flowers. Maybe you're a cactus and you have spikes. Maybe if you're in a bog, you're like a reed or a willow. And your roots have gone strong and deep to support you. Wherever you are in this visualization, I invite you to just allow this to be a space in your heart and your mind that exists anytime you want to go back and be with you growing symbolically here. Feeling into your body any sensations. And then allowing my voice to anchor you into your root chakra a little more right now. Just focusing on your root chakra. And then allowing that scene, that visualization, just to fall away, just like we have been. You can just effortlessly clear that away, coming back into your own mind and body now. Feel free to say, "and so it is," if you like. And then just giving your fists a squeeze or yourself a hug or just something that brings you fully back present into your physical sensation of being in a body, of knowing you have a body. And then fluttering your eyes open whenever that feels right to you. Oh man. Yeah, that feels good. Oof. Okay, welcome back, everyone. Good morning, Jasper. Jasper says, Mayan galactic signature, yellow self. Okay, this is a multiple message. Mayan galactic signature, yellow self-existing seed, higher self is yellow sun. Roots to Branches by Jethro Tull. Okay, I love everything you just said. All of it. Especially all of it. Sorry, I'm trying to pick a favorite part. Okay, this is exciting. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what all of it means, but I get the seed and Jasper, I'm just excited. And also, I'm gonna take this song and add it to my notes because we're gonna use this suggestion. Thank you for suggesting a song, Jasper, whether or not you intended to. This is awesome. Cool. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so yeah, thanks for your share, Jasper. I was in the forest. I was like back in California, Pacific Northwest. There's a tree up there called like, oh, I forget his name, but he's one of the giant redwoods. And at first I was him. Okay, so guys, it's 1:11, 1 hour and 11 minutes and almost 11 seconds. Hold on. 11 seconds. I hope you are enjoying this week and enjoying this work with me. So we're going to wrap it up now and get our song queued up. Let me do that. So again, we are leaving each other today and leaving this practice today with Roo Panes and his song Little Giant. I know what today is all by myself. Today is May 6th and it's Thursday. Today is Thursday, May 6th, and thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.